Welcome back, everyone, to the Animal Deli pod. It's great to be here again with my colleague Laura.
Thanks, Andreas. Always a pleasure. It feels like only yesterday we were last diving deep into the fascinating world of industrial hemp and, of course, CBD.
It does, doesn't it? And since then, so much has continued to evolve. We've seen some incredibly exciting new developments in the space, but also, as always, some persistent challenges that we need to unpack.
Absolutely. We're eager to share what we've been seeing and hearing from the field. Get ready for another insightful discussion on how this revolution continues to unfold.
Laura, every time we talk about industrial hemp, I'm just struck by its incredible journey. We're talking about a plant that's been cultivated for thousands of years, from Viking ship sails to textiles. It's been an essential raw material for humanity for so long.
It really has, hasn't it? And yet for so long, it was bogged down by all those misconceptions, mainly because of its association with its psychoactive cousin, marijuana. It's almost unbelievable how much that held it back.
Exactly. The regulatory barriers were just immense. But what we're seeing now, this renaissance, is just so encouraging. It's like the world is finally catching on to what we've known for ages.
Yeah, it's a real shift in perception. Researchers, businesses, policymakers, they're all starting to recognize the absolute vast potential of industrial hemp, especially, I think, as a sustainable resource in a world that's really, desperately trying to pivot towards circular thinking and more sustainable practices.
Absolutely. It's not just about one application. It's about its role in that entire ecological and economic framework. It's exciting to witness this shift, truly. And I think to really get into it, Laura, it's crucial we clarify for our listeners what exactly is industrial hemp, because even with this renaissance, there's still a lot of confusion out there.
You're absolutely right, Andreas. It's essentially a variant of the cannabis sativa L plant, but here's the key difference. It contains very, very low levels of the psychoactive compound THC. We're talking typically under 0.2, maybe 0.3%.
Which, that's the critical distinction, isn't it? It's not grown for recreational use at all. Its value is entirely in its fibers, its seeds, and its oils, which, as we know, have an incredibly broad range of industrial applications.
Precisely. Unlike, marijuana, which is selectively bred for high THC content, industrial hemp is cultivated for those long, strong fibers, or for its abundant seed yield, or for specific compounds like CBD, which, yes, has medicinal applications, but it is fundamentally non-psychoactive. That's the core of it.
Yeah, and I think reiterating that non-psychoactive aspect is just vital for continuing to shift public perception. Wouldn't you agree? It's a plant with a purpose, entirely different from what most people initially associate the word cannabis with.
Absolutely. And once we get past that hurdle, the applications are just incredible. Let's talk about construction, for example. We've seen such a surge in interest in hempcrete.
Oh, hempcrete. It's just such a game changer, isn't it? This mixture of hemp herds, lime, and water. It's not just eco-friendly, it's genuinely superior in so many ways.
It really is. The fact that it's lightweight, fire-resistant, mold-resistant, and the insulation properties are just phenomenal. We're talking about buildings that are, breathable and energy efficient. It's a fantastic example of a circular material, too.
And it speaks directly to that need for greener alternatives in an industry that's typically so resource-intensive. But beyond building, Laura, the textile world has been quietly revolutionizing things with hemp for ages, and now it's really hitting the mainstream.
Yeah, if you think about it, hemp fiber is inherently durable, it's breathable. It just makes perfect sense for clothing, for shoes, for bags, even technical textiles. It outperforms cotton in so many metrics.
Right? It requires significantly less water, which is huge when you look at cotton's environmental footprint, and fewer pesticides too. That's just a win-win for soil health and ecosystems. It's like a no-brainer when you compare the two.
Totally. And it gets stronger with every wash, unlike some other natural fibers. It's a truly sustainable alternative that, quite frankly, should have been embraced much sooner. But, regulatory hurdles and misconceptions slowed things down. But we're seeing that shift now, which is exciting.
And speaking of things that should have been embraced sooner, Laura, it's not just construction and textiles where hemp shines. We've talked about it before, but its role in food and supplements is just so undervalued.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, those hemp seeds, for instance, they're such a complete nutritional powerhouse. We're talking high protein, ideal omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acid ratios, and all those essential vitamins and minerals. I use them in everything, honestly, from smoothies to baking.
Right? It's not just for, protein powders anymore. You see them in breads, snack bars, even specialized dietary supplements. It's a versatile ingredient that really offers a robust nutritional profile. And then jumping from what we consume, what we put on our bodies has also seen a huge hemp influence, hasn't it? I'm thinking cosmetics.
Oh, definitely. Hemp oil, in particular, with its renowned anti-inflammatory and moisturizing properties, it's become a staple in high-end skincare, shampoos, even therapeutic ointments. Consumers are really starting to understand the benefits beyond just, the recreational side of the plant.
Yeah, it's that whole non-psychoactive component really being highlighted for its true functional benefits. But, thinking big picture, beyond consumption and topical applications, the potential for hemp as a fuel source has always fascinated me.
Me too. It's still in earlier stages of large-scale commercialization compared to some other applications, but the research into converting hemp biomass into biodiesel or ethanol is just so promising. Imagine a future where our energy needs are met by a crop that also sequesters carbon.
Exactly. The idea of hemp-derived biofuels, it's a tangible step towards reducing our reliance on fossil fuels. It's truly circular thinking in action. And speaking of other remarkable compounds, we can't talk about hemp's versatile applications without diving into CBD. It's truly revolutionized how people view this plant, isn't it? For so long, the focus was solely on the fiber, the seeds, the biomass for fuel. But then CBD, cannabidiol from hemp, really stepped into the spotlight. And the therapeutic potential, it's just incredible.
It is. We've seen such strong evidence and anecdotal reports, too, for its efficacy in managing things like anxiety, which is such a widespread issue these days. And the anti-inflammatory properties, of course, are well documented.
Yeah. And I know many of our listeners have explored it for sleep disorders too. It's non-psychoactive, which is key, obviously, in distinguishing it from other cannabinoids. It really allows for a much broader acceptance.
And the market growth has been nothing short of explosive. I mean, the global CBD market is just booming year after year.
It really is, though as we both know, it's still navigating a very complex and, frankly, evolving regulatory landscape. One minute it's clear, the next there's a new guideline or a new restriction. It's a continuous dance between innovation and compliance.
Precisely. And those regulatory variations, they're really the biggest hurdle right now for mass adoption and seamless global distribution. Wouldn't you agree? It's not a unified framework yet.
Yeah, it's definitely a patchwork. But the underlying science and the consumer demand are so strong, I think it's only a matter of time before things stabilize. The benefits are just too compelling to ignore.
Speaking of compelling benefits, it actually brings us perfectly to the broader eco-economic advantages of industrial hemp cultivation itself. Beyond the products, the plant's growth cycle and its environmental footprint, it's just, dare I say, almost miraculous.
Oh, absolutely. We've talked at length about its versatility, but its cultivation process is where it truly shines, especially when we're constantly looking for more sustainable agriculture. I mean, first off, it grows incredibly fast.
So fast and with minimal fuss, too. That whole requires little to no pesticides thing, that's a game changer compared to, say, conventional cotton, which is notoriously chemical intensive. It's naturally resilient, isn't it?
Exactly. And it's not just about what it doesn't need, it actively contributes to soil health. The deep root system, it improves soil structure, helps prevent erosion, and replenishes nutrients. It's a fantastic cover crop, a rotational crop for soil fertility, which is regenerative agriculture in practice.
Right, and then there's the big one, carbon sequestration. I mean, we're talking about a plant that can capture significant amounts of CO2. The data on that is truly eye-opening.
It is. 1 hectare of hemp, Laura, can sequester up to 15 tons of CO2 per year. That's significantly more than a similar area of forest, which, for a fast-growing annual crop is just mind-boggling. It positions hemp as a truly powerful tool in climate action.
A real climate champion, absolutely. And for the farmers, beyond the environmental stewardship, it's also proving to be a pretty viable, profitable new income stream, isn't it? Its rapid growth means multiple harvests in some climates.
Yeah, depending on the region, you can get multiple yields. And that high yield per hectare, combined with the diverse applications we've discussed, means a farmer isn't just relying on one market segment. They can pivot from fiber to seed to biomass. It's a fantastic opportunity for agricultural diversification. It's a win-win, really. Environmental benefits plus economic resilience for the growers.
Speaking of win-wins and looking forward, that really sets the stage for the future opportunities. And what excites me most are some of these cutting-edge innovations coming down the pipeline, especially with bioplastics and what we're seeing in construction.
Oh, absolutely. This is where it gets really, really interesting because the potential for hemp to disrupt traditional carbon-intensive industries is just immense. Let's start with bioplastics because that's something we've been monitoring closely.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, with all the regulatory pressure, especially in the EU around single-use plastics, the demand for truly sustainable alternatives is just skyrocketing. And hemp, it's perfectly positioned.
It is. The research into hemp-based bioplastics using things like hemp cellulose and lignin is incredibly promising. Imagine reducing our reliance on fossil-based plastics by, well, potentially up to 100% in some applications. That's a massive shift.
It is. It is. And these aren't just theoretical. We're seeing real-world prototypes that are versatile, durable, and environmentally beneficial. It's not just a drop-in replacement. It's often a superior material in certain contexts.
Exactly, and it ties directly into another area of massive potential, sustainable construction. We talked about hempcrete earlier, but the broader picture of hemp-based materials in buildings, it's a game changer for reducing the carbon footprint of the entire sector.
For sure, the construction industry is a huge contributor to emissions, and if we can use materials that actively sequester carbon, like hemp, and also offer superior properties like fire resistance, mold resistance, and fantastic insulation, it's a no-brainer, really.
And let's not forget the indoor environment quality, which is often overlooked. Hemp-based materials can actually improve air quality and overall indoor comfort, creating healthier living and working spaces. It's not just about the build, it's about the building's impact on its inhabitants, too.
Right, so it's not just greening the process, but greening the result. It really feels like we're just scratching the surface of what's possible, doesn't it?
It really does. We've laid out this incredible vision for hemp's potential, but, we'd be remiss if we didn't touch on the significant hurdles that are still, frankly, slowing things down.
Oh, absolutely. It's the elephant in the room, isn't it? Despite all its clear benefits and the scientific backing, hemp still battles with misconceptions, primarily because of its historical classification alongside marijuana.
Exactly. The regulatory landscape is just so fragmented. That low THC content we talked about, the 0.2, 0.3%, even with that, many authorities still treat it like its psychoactive cousin, which creates these unnecessary barriers for farmers, for researchers, for businesses.
And it's not just the direct regulation. There's a real lack of awareness, too. I mean, we're deep in this world, but the general public, and honestly, a lot of policymakers don't fully grasp industrial hemp's unique properties or its vast potential. They just hear cannabis and, well, that's where the conversation often stops.
You're spot on. For hemp to truly realize its full value, we absolutely need regulatory reform that differentiates it clearly. But beyond that, it's about pushing for more research, more education, getting the word out there.
And investment, too, right? Because for hemp to really scale and compete with established raw materials, we need significant investment in processing infrastructure, fiber processing, oil extraction, all that. It's a chicken and egg situation sometimes, but the research and education definitely pave the way for that investment.
Speaking of innovation and getting past those hurdles, it's really heartening to see companies out there actively leading the charge. One that immediately comes to mind, especially in the European context, is Hemp Innovations Europe AB.
Oh, absolutely, Andreas. They're a Swedish company, right? Doing incredible work, really at the forefront of developing bioproducts from industrial hemp. It's exactly the kind of practical application and industry leadership we've been talking about.
Precisely. Their vision is so clear, isn't it? It's all about contributing to Europe's circular transition and drastically reducing CO2 emissions. They're doing it through these really climate smart solutions derived straight from hemp. It's not just talk, they're actually building products.
Which is what we need more of, moving from the theoretical potential to tangible, sustainable products. It's just great to see them making such significant strides.
And when you look at their actual product portfolio, it's incredibly diverse, isn't it? I mean, from what we've seen, they've got everything from food products to building materials. Take hemp foods, for instance.
Oh, hemp foods, yes. It's fantastic. We're talking about raw materials like roasted hemp seeds, often sourced from Gotland, which are just packed with nutrients. Over 30% protein, complete amino acids, those essential omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, and a really mild, nutty flavor, which is so versatile.
Exactly. You see it in smoothies, baking, as toppings, even in things like pesto and snack bars. It's a true superfood. But then they pivot completely to things like hempwood.
Which is just brilliant. It's a genuine alternative to traditional timber, and the implications for forest preservation are huge. It's not just durable, but it's also actively sequestering CO2, which, is a massive win in the construction sector. And they're the exclusive reseller in Sweden, I believe.
That's right, they are. And sticking with construction, their hemp build materials are also game changers. Preformed blocks of hempcrete, that's a massive leap forward.
Absolutely. We're talking about excellent insulation, fire resistance, mold resistance. They claim it can reduce construction time by up to 30%, which is, significant for large-scale projects. Plus, it's easy to install without needing highly specialized skills, and it enables really fast material replenishment.
And then, of course, the textiles, hemp tex. It's one of those applications that just makes so much sense when you think about sustainability.
It truly does. Hemp fibers, they require up to 80% less water than cotton for starters, and they're stronger, more durable, naturally breathable, and inherently resistant to mold and microbes. It's just a superior fiber in so many ways for clothing, bags, and technical textiles. The versatility and sustainability across all these areas are really impressive.
And speaking of sustainability, beyond the physical products, they're also venturing into carbon certificates, aren't they? With Hemp Up Shirt.
Oh, yes, the carbon certificates. That's another really innovative play, showing how hemp can contribute directly to climate solutions. 1 hectare of hemp, can sequester between 9 to 15 tons of CO2 in just about 100 days. It's truly remarkable, like 4 times more than many other crops.
Which means it's creating new carbon sinks at an incredible rate, allowing for genuine climate compensation. It's a tangible way to measure and offset emissions, which is so important for businesses looking to green their operations.
Absolutely. And then there's the energy side of things. Hemp fuel and hemp heat.
Right, biofuels from hemp stalks. Replacing coal and wood pellets, producing renewable energy locally. And they're even looking at converting hemp into biodiesel, ethanol, and methanol, even for jet fuel. It really pushes the concept of fossil-free fuels.
It's amazing, isn't it? The sheer potential of biomass from hemp. And of course, the ever-important bioplastics, hemplast.
Oh, that's huge. We've talked so much about the plastic problem, and here they are with bioplastics and biocomposites made from hemp cellulose and lignin. The idea that we could reduce fossil-based plastic usage by up to 100% it's a game changer.
It truly is. These materials are incredibly versatile, manageable, and obviously environmentally beneficial. It's not just a pipe dream, it's becoming a reality. It's almost as if every part of the plant just keeps giving back.
It really does, doesn't it? Every part of it. It just keeps proving its worth across so many sectors.
And speaking of specific applications, we've talked a lot about the broader hemp industry, but it's probably a good time to bring it back to, well, our namesake, isn't it? Animal Deli.
Yes, the core of it all for us, really. Animal Deli. It's fascinating to see how the understanding of CBD has matured, especially in the pet wellness space.
Absolutely. And Animal Deli really positions itself as a pioneer, doesn't it, in the world of THC-free CBD-infused pet food. I mean, that's such a crucial distinction, the THC-free part.
Oh, absolutely, Andreas. It's paramount for pet owners, ensuring there's no psychoactive component. And what I really appreciate about Animal Deli is their commitment to, not just adding CBD for the sake of it, but combining those premium raw ingredients with actual functional additives. It's truly about comprehensive pet health and well-being, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not just a trend. It's a very thoughtful approach to nutrition and support. And all of it, of course, manufactured within the EU, which gives that extra layer of confidence in the quality.
Speaking of comprehensive well-being, let's dive into Animal Deli's specific product lines, particularly for dogs. I mean, the range they offer for adult dogs is quite impressive.
It really is. They've got the dry food for adult dogs, right? And I think it comes in like beef and pork, chicken and turkey, and even fish varieties. It's really tailored for different sizes too, small, medium, and large breeds. But what I find particularly interesting are those boost versions, with the enhanced nutritional density. That's a significant step up for pets that might need that extra push.
Oh, definitely. And it's not just about the adults, is it? They also have the CBD puppy food. That's so important for healthy development right from the start. Getting those functional benefits early on, I think, makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it's a very smart move offering that for puppies specifically. And of course, we can't forget the treats, can we? The CBD dog treats, those reward bites in different flavors like beef, pork, chicken, turkey, and even fish varieties. They're not just a simple treat. They're designed with functional ingredients in mind, which is key.
Exactly. It's about more than just taste, though I'm sure the dogs love them. It's about providing that continued support, whether it's for, calming effects or just overall daily wellness in a convenient, tasty format.
And speaking of treats, it's not just for our canine companions, is it? Animal Deli also extends this wellness approach to cats, which I think is fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. The premium CBD-enriched cat treats, it's a dedicated line, and crucially, just like the dog products, they are entirely THC-free. That's, a non-negotiable for pet owners. They're designed specifically to be those healthy supplements, those daily rewards for our feline friends.
Right, so it's not just like a scaled-down version of the dog treats, but truly formulated for cats' specific needs and preferences. I think that attention to detail, making sure it's both beneficial and appealing, is what sets them apart.
Precisely. And that attention to detail, it extends throughout their entire production process. We've talked so much about quality and sourcing in this space, and Animal Deli, they're really hitting it out of the park by ensuring all production takes place right here in the EU.
Oh, that's a huge point. Because, that immediately signals adherence to those stringent European food safety standards, right? It's not just about what's in the product, but how it's made, where it's made. That traceability is paramount, especially when it comes to pet wellness.
Absolutely. And when we talk about the why behind CBD for pets, it's those health-promoting benefits, isn't it? CBD being non-psychoactive, it's increasingly appealing to pet owners. We're seeing more and more people looking for natural ways to support stress management, overall well-being without any of the psychoactive effects that, are obviously not desirable for our pets.
Yeah, and I think that's the crux of it, the without THC part, because that really leads into the legal clarity. Animal Deli is very transparent, explaining in their FAQ why their products are legal within the EU. They clarify how they differ from those THC-containing alternatives, which for many is still a major point of confusion and, frankly, a barrier to adoption.
Exactly. that transparency builds trust. It's not just a claim, it's backed by understanding the regulatory landscape and demonstrating how their products fit within it. And that's crucial for anyone considering CBD for their pet, knowing it's both effective and compliant.
So, to really tie this all together, Laura, what we've been discussing across multiple episodes now, industrial hemp, it's just so much more than a niche crop, isn't it? It really represents a symbol, a beacon almost for a sustainable future. Its versatility, its eco-friendly cultivation practices, and that incredibly broad range of applications, from construction to fashion, health, and energy, it just screams potential for a greener world.
Absolutely. And that future, it's not just about large-scale industry. It trickles down, or rather up, to everyday choices like what we feed our beloved pets. Animal Deli really embodies that vision. They're not just offering another pet food. They're bringing health-focused, scientifically grounded, EU-made products to the forefront of pet wellness, leveraging the very best of what hemp has to offer, specifically through CBD.
Exactly. It's about providing that holistic support for immunity, for stress relief, overall pet wellness. With that unwavering commitment to quality and transparency, we've seen them demonstrate time and again. It's truly impressive.
It is. So, on that note, I think we've covered a tremendous amount today, haven't we?
We certainly have. And for all our listeners out there, thank you so much for joining us again on the Animal Deli Pod. It's always a pleasure diving into these important topics with you all.
Indeed. We'll be back soon with more insights from the ever-evolving world of hemp and pet wellness. Until then, take care, everyone.
Bye for now.